Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Eddie and welcome to my channel. This is my very first foray into bringing you guys into my world of pop culture. On this show, I am going to discuss many subjects from comic books to movies and TV shows. I will be touching up on quite a few of my favorites, from video games to toys of past and present. And I'm going to be reviewing an array of topics. But the difference between this and other shows is that on my show it's going to be somewhat of an interactive program. It's going to be a forum, so to speak. Um, Basically, I want this to be somewhat of an interactive experience. Now, obviously, we're not going to be face to face and having a conversation. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be going through the comment section, reviewing any sort of suggestions and questions that you may have for future reference, so to speak, so we can discuss in future episodes, and I'll definitely make sure I bring it up to it. So just to have that interaction going on with us. From Star Wars to Star Trek, anything in science fiction, especially you know uh, video games as well. If I forgot to mention, I did mention that earlier. And TV shows regarding pop culture, such as Stranger Things. I see that it's a big hit. I just finished watching that. It's an incredible series as well. Um, as well as Hannibal, and my definite love for 80s nostalgia. That's also going to be one of the topics I'll be bringing up along in my webisodes. And what I want you guys to get an insight of is basically what I'm doing. This is as a an experience, just to get out there. I want you, because I always have an opinion regarding a lot of the stuff that's going on, and in particularly so with comic books. It's been a crazy year, and one of the things that I definitely wanted to talk about was the rebirth, the DC Comics rebirth. So far, it's been about a year and a half since its release, and quite frankly, I haven't been able to get in touch with all of the books that I've really wanted to so far, so to speak. The ones that I did have, I have basically, I've loved so far what I've been reading. My favorites, of course, being Aquaman, Superman, and I haven't had the chance to pick up Justice League yet, or The Flash, or Green Arrow. I have a few Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns so far, but now that the trades are actually coming back out, it's definitely going to be easier for me to really give more of an insight on on these books. As you can see right here, um, this is one of the this has been one of the standout series for me. I've loved it so far, and between Aquaman's actual stance with the Justice League, it's definitely diving into his persona, the dichotomy that he has between Superman and the rest of the leagues, how the rest of the leaguers, and how he sees himself amongst his teammates. Of course, Mira, being the supportive player that she's been in this book, has been excellent, and it's been an awesome book, honestly. And even so, with the Superman book, with coming back, the return of the Action Comics, I see they went back to the regular numeration from the original pre New 52 universe, which is great. But what I didn't like too much about the Action Comics return was the fact that they dove automatically into Doomsday, which was like the starting point for the series, which to me was a little. Eh. Superman does have Superman does have other villains that are worthwhile, and being that he's my favorite hero of all time, I grew up with Superman. He was the first film that I ever saw growing up as a child, and particularly so with the Christopher Reeve films. And, I'm familiar with General Zod and Mixoplick and Toyman, you know, Parasite, so on and so forth, Brainiac. So one of the things that really got me with the return of the Action Comic story, the Action Comic books, was they automatically immediately dove into as a starting point for Doomsday, which is okay if it wasn't just done, so much. I mean, obviously they just got over a storyline about 2 years ago with him in the New 52, and granted, the Rebirth has been a soft reboot of the DC universe. It's kind of redundant for them to just go right back to it to start with a bang. But either way, it's still been a good read, nonetheless. I do intend on jumping into Wonder Woman and Justice League as well, Green Arrow. Um, like I said, it's just been a pretty crazy year, so I haven't been able to get my hands on all of the titles that I wanted to. However, I definitely plan on rectifying that, honestly, with the trades that have been coming out as of recent. And honestly speaking, it's been just a hell of a ride so far. It's been doing DC well. They've been selling more and more books recently. They've been topping Marvel Comics, actually, throughout the entire run, so to speak. I haven't been picking up so much of Marvel stuff at all. Honestly, I have to say I'm not being biased. It's not that I don't, it's not that I hate Marvel, because I don't. I love Marvel Comics. I appreciate everything that's done. I'm very familiar with all of its heroes: Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, X-Men, all these things. They're great, excellent characters. However, they're always all over the place for me. And their story arcs seem to be spilling. Their story arcs just never sticks with one book. It always spills out into other titles. So even if you don't read those other books, it's just a whole mess where you gotta pick them up anyway. Considering if you're reading this title and it leaks over to that title, so now you have to pick up that title, and it's kind of a mess. And then particularly so if you don't have the funds to spend on all of these titles, on all of these books, it can hit the pockets pretty hard. But nonetheless, I will be getting around to some Marvel material as well, and in particularly so independent publishers, because I do have a few friends that are publishing their own books as well. Um, but honestly, what I've seen so far from what DC's been doing, it looks like it's actually been going pretty well. They've been establishing the universe. It seems like it's trying to coincide more and more with their cinematic universe, which isn't bad at all. I understand what they're doing. Um, let's just hope that the cinematic universe follows suit with what they're doing, what the books are doing. Hopefully so. But that's another story to get into later. And you know, I do want to collect some more of the figures. Obviously, they've been looking pretty well, especially since the new 52. I've always had like the entire, once the new 52 came out, I had my my toy line has my action figure collection has been pretty much great. It's a little stagnant as of now, as I said before, because of the due to recent circumstances throughout the past year. But I do want to review. I will be having episodes also reviewing figures, and not just from the present, but like I said in the past as well. A lot of toys that I didn't even get a chance to see, that I didn't get a chance to have when I was a child. I'm actually in the process of getting some now. Huge Ghostbusters fan, the real Ghostbusters fan. I can attest to it all day, and God willing that it'll come down to God willing that we can definitely have much more future episodes where we can discuss that as well. Um, but that's besides the point. There's still a lot of other things in pop culture I do want to touch up on. I won't be able to do it on this episode. Of course, this is my very first episode, and you're just gonna have to bear with me because we are gonna. This is me growing in front of you guys, but this is gonna be a journey that we can both grow together. You will see me at, you will see me at my worst and at my best. But all the way, I just ride with me through it, and we'll definitely discuss more and more of what's going on. So there it is in a nutshell. What this show is about, what it's going to be about, and expect a lot of it to happen. And as I said before, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, anything that you want to discuss for future reference, you hit the comment section, and I'll definitely give it I'll give it the once over. Take as much time as I possibly can, whatever I can fit into the schedule, and make the episodes happen for you guys. We're here to discuss we're here to discuss our fandom. We're here to discuss exactly what it is that we love about these characters, why we love these books, you know. And at the end, I want this shared throughout everyone, just so we can all have a forum to discuss basically what we love about these characters, and you know, hopefully we can, you know, dive into what's really going on with a lot of these books, and not just that, but really give different perspectives as to what we see and how we how we see these characters the way they are. Well, it's getting late, so at this point I am gonna cut it short right about now. And it's Saturday night, the fight night, which, by the way, Mayweather won if you guys are boxing fans, but you know, well, that's another story, honestly, but I did see it coming either way. But, hey, I'll be seeing you guys soon, and keep an eye open. Otherwise, take care, Godspeed, and see you next time.